What's wrong with socialism?
Nothing.
I kind of like it. I think the American people like socialism.
I think socialism's great.
Hold on. I'm listening to you tell me every single thing that your mom had to go through, your mother, not your great-great-great-great-grandmother in 1619. Do you feel like a victim?
They called it the week that changed the world. That was Richard Nixon's description of his visit to China in 1972. Nixon was the first American president to engage directly with China's communist government, and he was right in the end. That visit changed everything. For a while, they told us it would all be good for everyone. Relations with China would help every American. That's what the experts said. Free trade would make us rich. And they continued to tell us that for decades, even after the evidence mounted it wasn't true, even after China entered the World Trade Organization and immediately eliminated entire portions of our economy, along with the millions of American jobs they sustained. And the media stayed silent as this happened. They didn't seem angry about it. They didn't seem bothered at all by China's relentless espionage campaign against the U.S. government, which was the biggest and most successful spying operation since the Cold War.
Why they want communism here? Because whenever they hear the word free education, free health care, free this, free that, that's all that matters to them. But what they don't understand, free, it costs somebody else for those free stuff.
I got this question for you. Because I know in the United States, especially people my age, they're especially liberals, leftists, well, I hate saying it, but those are the only people that's really pushing for communism. They saying that communism is a good thing. Communism.
Oh, no.
The idea is a good thing. They feel like, we should not live in a capitalist society. They saying that capitalism is like ruining the world, that it should be communism. Why in the world would they say that? I don't get it.
Well, okay, so this was how they see it. Because when you hear the thing like communism, what they offer is being equal. You literally being equal with everybody else, which means everybody's gonna be poor no matter what. So look at China. Right now, it's a communist country. Everything that they do is based on government, and whatever you say against the government, you're done. You go to prison, being tortured.
Prison. You don't go to jail. You're right. You go to prison.
Yeah. So
did you say you get tortured?
Oh yeah. They what do you call those Muslims in China? So they're being tortured. I mean, it's brutal. Women are being even guys are being raped by prisoner guards.
Yeah, I heard about. Well,
and all they did was say F the president, F the government.
Say that as if you want to.
Ain't that something?
So basically, what they end is not like a really prison. It's called the re-education camp. So they're being reprogrammed.
That's the same thing that they tried to send Jordan Peterson to. Isn't that crazy, bro?
Yeah.
Wow,
Canada.
That's insane.
Re-education camp.
That's communism.
Re-indoctrination camp is what it is. It's a re-indoctrination camp is what it is. Let us wake you back up.
Jordan Peterson, they gonna shock therapy his ass like they used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
They gonna go medieval.
Yeah.
So basically, living under communism, you don't really have rights. Even though they claim they do, but they don't. It's kind of hard to describe because you can't really speak against the government. You can't talk about anything else. You're being watched all the time. And like what my mom always been telling me, because she have noticed that I've been posting a lot of stuff about Biden, and she would tell me like, "Hey, you need to stop that because Biden's gonna come after you and arrest you." And then so I told her like, you can't. They can't do that because we have a constitution. That's the difference, So we have a freedom of speech, so we can say what we want to say. And I kind of understand where she was trying to get at because that's the life that she was living in at the time when she was younger. So even though, like for example, like they would say that they're kind of a capitalist country, but they're not, because even though you do work for them, you don't really get anything out of it. So you pretty much a slave by force. That's what it is.
Is there a thing that you working, but you're working for the betterment of the government? Country? Right.
Yeah, you're working for the government. And so look at Cuba, look at Venezuela.
What's wrong with socialism?
Nothing.
What's wrong with socialism?
Nothing.
Nothing.
What's wrong with socialism?
I don't have anything. I don't have any problems with it.
I don't think anything's wrong with socialism.
Capitalist countries have always been messing with its ideology and trying to delegitimize it.
I kind of like it. I think the American people like socialism.
I think socialism's great.
This is a pretty dangerous part of town. What are we doing here?
Buscando algo que comer.
What kind of food?
Lo que sea, lo que encuentre. Perro, un gato, una paloma. Tengo mucha hambre.
Are there times where you're just hungry? Your family is hungry?
Sí, ya yo he pasado hambre, mi familia también.
Yeah, pretty much all those countries that are socialist or communist, I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, if you look at Venezuela, it's going so bad that everybody are broke, everybody are poor. And the only one that's pretty good with life is the leader or any politician. They're living up like celebrity.
Do you feel like a victim?
Oh, me?
Yeah, do you feel like a victim? Because they go through so much over there. Do you feel like a victim?
Well, luckily, I was born here in the United States, so I didn't get to go through that. My mom did.
What about in the United States?
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm not letting you skip that, goddammit. Because hold on, I'm listening to you tell me every single thing that your mom had to go through. Your mother, not your great grandmother in 1619. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm hoping you're picking up what I'm putting down. So your mother went through this. Her mother went through this. Her father and uncles went through this.
Mm-hmm.
And you still don't feel like no damn victim.
To be honest, I don't feel like the victim because it really affect me. But to hear my parents' story, it did hurt me. It did, because from what they were saying, I'm afraid that what if we get to that point and we all can get to that point, we all gonna be victims at this point. We're gonna be oppressed.
Man, what the
No, don't. Never mind me. Go ahead.
Hey, I see what you did there, though, Van. I see what you did there. Basically, like, your parents, your great grandparents went through that, but you personally, you don't feel like a victim. Do you feel blessed to be in the United States?
Oh yeah, I'm very blessed. I'm so blessed that I didn't have to go through what a lot of people went through from a third world country, that had to suffer. Being poor, because I can't even imagine a life like that. My heart go out to them. I do. I feel compassionate. I feel sympathy for them.
Yeah.
I wish that the world would be better for everybody in the whole world. But I think that's the whole thing that's been on purpose, to keep everybody low, where the celebrity, the politician will be up high, everybody else will be poor and suffer.
And we have example after example after example that type of rule and that type of government does not work, but we still want that over here. I don't get that.
Bro, everybody.
Well, okay, TikTok,
that's what they want.
Let me explain why they want communism here, because whenever they hear the word free education, free healthcare, free this, free that, that's all that matters to them. But what they don't understand, free, it costs somebody else for those free stuff. They always try to compare
Nothing's
UK,
free.
France, yeah. And so they always want to compare about UK, France, and all that. But when you look deeper and deeper how it works, it's not how it's like all these flowers and bushes and all that. No, because it's always going to cost somebody for those taxpayers. That's the problem, taxpayers. They're the one that's doing those paid. And then the thing I remember, I think it was like a year ago, I actually debate with some of the people that live in the UK. Even some of them were so selfish and greedy, because they were like, because they feel so entitled that they deserve this, they deserve that. And I'm like, what makes you deserve all that? Shouldn't you be grateful that someone paying that for you? Someone paying you to take a train? Someone paying you to go to school? Someone taking care of your health? I mean, if you ever notice that they always say free healthcare or free dental, you ever wonder why all the teeth are so crooked? It's never taken care of. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it does not make sense.
That's a good point, man. That I
Nothing's
don't know.
free.
I've been going through it every time I get on TikTok. I try to get on just to listen, sometimes even question, but their push is all for communism. Like I had a grown man tell me that communism is better than capitalism, and that capitalism is running all the world to the. I don't know. It was just weird. And then I hear these stories, and I'm like, why would Americans want communism here, bro? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. That shit that hasn't worked anywhere else.
It's just free. That's all they hear. The word free. That's all matters.
They don't want to work.
Just
They want to be equal to everybody. I don't know. It feels like just a bunch of lazy people really just want like, I want to be equal. I want to be equal. I mean, we from the mud, most of us, right? And our families came from nothing. So if I worked hard for that shit, I want to be special. I don't want to be equal to nobody. Especially if I'm working harder than you, I'm cooking you.